Welcome to the Healing Place Energy School Studio. I'm Helen Chin-Liu. I'm a certified reflexologist, a certified energy medicine practitioner, Reiki master and teacher, the owner of the Healing Place, and as I mentioned, the Healing Place Energy School. And now I'm the author of Know Your Chakra. Today, my guest, Robin Bornstein. I'm going to have her introduce herself to you, and you get to learn a little bit who is Robin.
Hi, my name is Robin Bornstein. I'm a Reiki master and a meditation practitioner. And thank you so much, Helen, for having me here today.
Yeah, Robin and I we've known each other at least 10 years, and I have seen Robin progress over the last 10 years on her spiritual journey. And we've been talking a lot lately about support and what it means to us as we begin to shift and grow in a new energy vibration. How does that affect us and our family? So, Robin, what have you noticed on this journey? Who supports you, or how do you support yourself?
So first of all, I support myself by just giving myself a break and trying to love myself, regardless of how I show up on a day-to-day basis. So I may show up perfect one day, not so perfect the next day, or not at all. Wow. And I tend to not show. I tend to show up because I have a family. I've got 3 kids. I've got a dog. I've got a husband. I have to show up. But there are days that I'm better at it than others. And friends and family, or just clients, community, you see how different levels of support affect people in a positive way or a negative way. And how do you support your community, your family, your friends, your clients?
It's so funny because I think we prioritize our lives. In other words, who's important to us and who gets our support, and then hopefully that support is reciprocated. Obviously, my family is very important to me because they've been around for a lot of decades at this point. But my clients are also important because they come to seek help from me. And what I'm hoping is when we talk, the energy is reciprocated.
Yes, and that's what I'm hoping as well. And as we go back and forth today, supporting each other here in this video, supporting each other, just showing up here today to support each other as friends and as colleagues. That takes time. We planned this a long time ago. And we're here, and thank you so much for supporting me, because Helen's been a great support and pushing me along in my journey, and I've needed a lot of pushing because this is difficult for me to be out here in the world and in the universe on a video. And Helen she got me here. I'm here.
And she's here. And she showed up.
Thank you.
And just think about all the people who are looking for support and they don't find it. So I always say, instead of looking for validation outside of yourself, what about validating you? Supporting yourself on this journey.
Yes, loving yourself.
Loving yourself.
Showing up for yourself.
And giving yourself a break.
Yes.
Especially when, as Robin said earlier, when you feel crappy about things. Do you stop, Robin? Do you ever stop and say, you know what? Not now.
I do. I absolutely do. And I didn't always. So that was something I had to learn. Learning how to say no is very supportive to yourself. And it also supports your friends, your family, your community by saying no. Because you don't want to show up
all over the place
and at half capacity. You really need to pick and choose who you're going to support, what you're going to support, and whether that's physical support, whether that's donating
money,
time, energy towards just showing up. There's lots of different types of support, and I think that everyone
and you pick your own way of supporting.
Yes, and giving people the benefit of the doubt when you're not receiving the support you need. If you're feeling rejected, or if you're feeling, if your feelings got hurt about something, giving somebody the benefit of the doubt that they weren't capable of showing up and supporting you in your life at that time.
And what amazes me, how people's feelings get hurt.
Yes.
How easy. You say one word in a different tone, and all of a sudden you're attacking me.
Yes, and I definitely think that everyone communicates differently, of course. Everyone comes from a different place. And communicating, showing people and talking about how you're capable of showing up or not showing up, and talking about it so that there are no miscommunications. That's huge. I definitely think that's huge. Again, that comes back to saying no. And owning what you're capable of doing and being okay with that. And, sometimes that may be uncomfortable for you. It may be uncomfortable for whomever it is you're trying to support. But being able to be honest and communicating your feelings.
I think also in a loving manner.
And coming from a place of love. Biggest thing for me is feeling loved and expressing love and being able to support and show up in a loving manner. And I think most people, everyone, I think, wants to show up in a loving way.
They do.
They do.
And I think that is their intention.
Yes. That is their most intention, yes.
And what happens a lot of time is they take that, whatever they're interpreting, and then make it something else that does not exist.
Yes, if you ever have any questions about the way someone's speaking to you or showing up, voice it. Say, I need to understand, or I don't understand. Please explain. Please tell me, so that there's no miscommunications, because so many relationships and so much time can be wasted by not communicating properly. People want to come from a place of love. Everyone wants to get along. Occasionally there's that person that doesn't, but that's okay. Yeah. That's okay. They may be having a bad day, and just, send them a blessing and send them on their way. And that's another way to show up. So what's your biggest way of supporting your family or your friends?
When they start to get into a tizzy, put the responsibility on them, because they're looking for you to save them. Instead of you giving them your version of a truth that you think they could follow, put it back to them and say, what would you like to do in this situation? What's your ideal thought?
Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Because instead of disempowering somebody, why not empower them?
Yes, and say it in a loving way, or the best, most positive way. Try to be positive, try to be loving, try to be kind. Kindness goes a long way. And I think that's the best way to show up and be supportive of anyone, is just be kind.
Yes. Just like Ellen, what's Ellen's last name? DeGeneres.
Yes, DeGeneres, yes.
That's what she always says, be kind to one another.
Be kind, show up with love.
So let's do this. We could continue with this subject and go on and on.
Yes.
Robin and I are going to give our 3 tips just to go over, just to make sure that get it into you as a practice. You could do some of it, you could do none of it. It's your choice. My 3 tips is to help you to support yourself. Give yourself a break. When you go to that mindset of, why didn't I not do this today? Instead of saying, you know what? I did the best I could. That's 1. 2, learning to say no is important. And define your boundary, which is a pretty way of saying no. 3, you know what? You're doing the best you can. And be fine with it. That's acceptance. Robin, your 3 tips.
So my 3 tips would be to show up in a kind, loving way the best you can. Even when you're having a bad day, try to watch your tone and try to be positive and come from a loving place. That's number 1. Number 2 would be to know your boundaries. Know when you need to take a break. Know when you need to say no. And being okay with that. You can't be perfect every day. And just letting people know that you're here in the best way that you can be. And you're showing up in the most loving way that you can be. And number 3, I guess, would be to communicate. Really just letting people know what you need, what you don't need.
And be sincere about it.
And be sincere about it. And be kind about it. Somebody may be trying to really go out of their way for you. And just, if it's not what you need that day, just let them know in a nice way. The best way. And, and that way there'll hopefully be no hurt feelings. I mean, you can't always be perfect. And that's okay too. That's the number 1 tip. Just...
All right.
Be good to yourself and know that you
hear that?
Yeah, be good.
Be good to yourself and empower yourself.
Yes.
So this is Helen Chinlu from the Healing Place Energy School Studio. We'll talk some more. Please put in a box what you would like to hear more of,